Hello, I'm Dan Little, professor of philosophy at the University of Michigan Dearborn, and I'd like to take a few minutes to describe the purposes and highlights of rethinking analytical sociology. Analytical sociology is one of the innovative efforts that have emerged within recent sociology. At the core, analytical sociology pursues a bottom-up approach to social explanation. The goal is to discover the motivations and decision processes of the individual actors who constitute a certain kind of social activity, and to derive the aggregate properties of the social ensembles to which they contribute. This is described as generativist social science, and a core computational tool for this approach is the agent-based model. Rethinking analytical sociology provides a sympathetic but critical assessment of the potential and limitations of this generativist approach. The book recognizes the power of the approach in explaining a limited range of social processes and outcomes. For example, the spread of false information through a network of users of a social media platform. But the book also highlights several major limitations of the approach. These limitations fall in several areas. First, the book argues that analytical sociologists usually prefer an extremely abstract and thin conception of the motivations of the individual actor, which the analytical sociologists refer to as a desire, belief, opportunity model. Against this view, the book argues that many social outcomes depend essentially on the actions of individuals who are motivated by more specific and historically contextualized features of deliberation, cultural framing, normative frameworks, or interpersonal allegiances, for example. Second, analytical sociologists generally deny independent and dynamic causal effectiveness of mid-level social entities, for example, institutions, normative and cultural systems, or cognitive frameworks. They commonly take the view that social structures at most create a fixed environment of choice for the rational actors who constitute the real causal power of a social setting. Third, the level of abstraction required by computational models, such as agent-based simulations, unavoidably eliminates from consideration the workings of both thick features of agency and dynamic properties of meso-level social entities. This means that a computational simulation of a complex social process like the Montgomery bus boycott of 1955 systematically fails to capture some of the crucial dynamics of this historical episode. Finally, the leading practitioners of analytical sociology have a tendency to maintain that the methods and assumptions of analytical sociology can serve as a basis for all sociological research and explanation. This amounts to a claim of primacy for this particular method over other research traditions, for example, comparative historical sociology or the new institutionalism. This book closes with a series of challenges to analytical sociology, examples of social processes and outcomes in our contemporary world that are very important and are very difficult for analytical sociology to analyze or explain. Rethinking Analytical Sociology concludes that analytical sociology will be most productive when it abandons claims of primacy and recognizes the need for pluralism and collaboration within sociology. I hope you'll take a look. Thanks.